All right, let's take a quick look at Hex and how Hex is doing. Obviously, Hex is doing great, up and to the right, up and to the right. And this is kind of an interesting draw. Kind of did like a fan wave on top of the action. On top of the action, normally when you see a bear market, bear trend, people will draw a fan, as it kind of chips away. If you flip this, let's kind of flip this around. Can I do this? Invert the chart. Invert chart. How would I do this? Okay, I'll take another look at it and flip it around for you. But basically, when you have a bear market and as it escapes the bear market, it will kind of bust through levels, right? The kind of fan wave. I kind of did this opposite, of busting through upper fan waves, right? Upper fan waves as Hex continues to climb up, and so as we see, Pulse is about to launch soon. I believe we could be hitting 29 cents. Be what in August? It's only a month away. We're about entering into the month of July, and the sacrifice sort of phase, I believe, is going to be a month long, maybe even shortened, creating extra FOMO. But 8.4 cents, right? 8.4 cents. That's basically 3.5x to get to 29 cents. 29 cents is our 10,000x target. Is our 10,000x target from our all-time low. Quite amazing stuff. And let's draw on some hiking ashy candles. This is on the weekly. Let's dial it into the daily. And we are seeing some bull candles. The black grey kind of candles are, in fact, bull candles, right? We kind of got out of this, I wouldn't say a bearish phase, but a downdraft. And the downdraft was very interesting to me because it basically tested the top of this hunt volatility funnel, right? One test, two tests, and now we're away. And the testing was at basically 6.5 cents. So you could have got Hex at a 33% discount, and that's kind of a Fibonacci level, right? 38.1, 38.2 is a Fibonacci number, and it could be even 9.8 cents on Uniswap. 9.8 cents, and what was the low of this pullback? What was the low of this pullback? 6.5. Let's do a quick calculation. 6.5 divided by 9.8. 31%. 31%. Not quite a Fibonacci number, but that's the technical test of the top of this funnel. If you can see it, it was great. Excellent stuff. And let's put on some momentum structure indicator. Not two, I just want one. So interesting enough, Hex doesn't really have negative momentum ever. It never really goes into the negative territory, right? It kind of holds the zero line, kind of holds here, kind of dipping into the negative zone here. But for most of this year, it's been pretty much all in the positive zone. All pretty much in the positive zone. This was post Big Payday, which was a one-time event. One-time event. And if you ignore this New Year's Eve spike, it's been generally up and to the right, right? With dips, but the dips are healthy. The dips are healthy because they ensure this price move is real. This is a real market between buyers and sellers, determining what is the true value of Hex, right? This is what is the true value of Hex. Well, when you got a asset, the T-share that always pays you daily, the token, the currency to buy those shares is valuable. And how much value can we determine it to be? Well, that's up to the market. But for me, I still want more T-shares. So as my stakes mature, I will be probably doing some 555s. Yes, probably doing some 555s. And here we go. Look at the Bollinger Bands. And tightening up. So we could play around here for maybe, a week, into early next week before launching. Before launching, I believe we'll be in well past 10 cents next week. I think we well past 10 cents next week. So what? July 5th is Monday. By Wednesday, we could be at 13, 14 cents quite easily. Quite easily. And let's take a look at HEX versus other crypto assets. How's it doing against other crypto assets? Boom, boom. HEX BTC. HEX BTZ. Let's have a quick looky look. Yeah, I drew this kind of rectangle as it was forming and it broke, and we came back into it, testing away as Hex does. Like I said previously, Hex always tests its breakouts, it seems, and which garners its strength and health to make these higher targets. So we're going to see 300 sats. We're going to see 300 sats, and outperforming Bitcoin is a fabulous thing, right? Kind of throw it back at the maxis who declare that Bitcoin is the only crypto to have and hold for life. Clearly wrong. Clearly wrong. And let's remove the Bollinger Band. Let's clean this up. And this is lovely bullish pennant against WEF, wrapped Ethereum. What have I got on this note? Hex price in Ethereum. Yep. We can actually. Can I? Oh, okay. Let's remove this. It's kind of confusing. Look, I think that we made this target I was calling for. Again, that's is that 431,000 grey? I need to research how to properly say that. And this bullish pennants forming on top of this previous high back in November. Big payday kind of pump. So during this period, ETH was on a absolute tear, right? Ethereum was on an absolute tear. I believe we went from 250 or so up to all the way up to 4,300. But Hex held its own at this key level. And now, since May, we've been dominating Ethereum, whereas the market has been depressed. And people will have noticed that. The wider crypto community will have noticed that. And I'm sure they would have done some research on what exactly is going on in our little ecosphere. And it's still a little ecosphere, but it's growing at a steady clip. I believe there's over 36,000 stakers now as I checked the staker app earlier today. And that's always good to check, right? When you wake up and see your stakes still garnering your daily interest, it's great. Hex USD versus gold. Hex USD versus gold. I'm not too sure what this wick was. Some hit BTC, strange action. Sometimes strange wicks, but Hex is dominating against Bitcoin. And where will this go? How many gold coins will it take to buy one Hex in the future? Okay. I'm calling for, looks like, up here next year. So a sliver of gold, 1/100th of a portion of gold to buy one Hex. So if gold is at 2,200 next year, let's speculate and say it gets past 22,000 divided by 100. Is that $22 Hex? Is that $22 Hex? Interesting, eh? Interesting. Even if it gets up to 0.001, that's $2.2 right here. So maybe we should be more conservative, eh? But somewhere in this region between 2 and 22 on the table in my eyes. On the table in my eyes. XUSD versus silver. Approaching halfway up at this 10,000. I'm sorry, 1,000% box. So I basically just took this 1,000% box, created a second box, and it's actually doing it in a quicker amount of time, right? It's doing it in a quick amount of time. So we could be up and to the top of this box around, again, August makes sense. August makes sense. With Sacrifice taking Hex off the market, making Hex even more rare than it already is. Okay. So Litecoin in Hex. How many Hex does it require to buy one Litecoin, eh? 1704. 1704 Hex to buy one Litecoin. On its way down to what, 150. So maybe another 10x appreciation against Litecoin. And I think Litecoin is actually doing quite well, rebounding strongly, quote unquote. After its decimation, it took a huge haircut. 420 down to, I believe, 105. 420 down to 105. This was that move here. And one other cost comparison we should make is against Doge. Hex versus Doge. Where is that? Hex versus Doge. Here we go. And I think this year Doge has been number one performer in 2021, right? It went from 1 penny, just under 1 penny, up to, I believe the top was 72 cents. But since then, since April, Hex did a double bottom. We made this target. I was calling, or not calling, the chart was calling for this target to be made. And we are still eating away at Doge. So now it requires 0.31 Doge to buy 1 Hex. It looks like it's going to require 1 Doge to get 1 Hex back into this zone, right? Back, do a horizontal line at the 1. Yeah, we should be getting up into there, right? And that's even if with Doge recovering, right? If Doge gets up to what, I believe it's 26 cents today, 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents. This is going to be a great time to be a Hexagon, as it has proven for the last year and a half, more than a year and a half now. So great stuff indeed. And I believe there's a Hex Late Show on right now, so I'm going to be hopping into that and chatting with you guys. So peace, Balaji.